Everybody was complaining about it a couple years ago, and Twitter was, oh my gosh, unfair to players. It's awesome.
I mean, imagine if we lived our lives based off of what Twitter's reaction was.
Oh God, it's just everything is outrage.
I mean, we kind of do actually.
Well, what's that? Oh, this is the last. It is the last Thursday night football game.
Oh, what a way to end!
Yeah, it's really good. The games are. They've just been better games, and it feels bigger. It's like we're taking it really seriously. We've got all Howie Long and Bradshaw and Strahan.
Well, tonight, I mean, there's
Joe
not
Buck and Aikman.
You don't even have to sell anything about it. It's just a very important game.
But I always felt for years and years, everybody was kind of like it wasn't that big of a deal. It feels like, and I'm not saying this because I work at Fox. We've made it feel big. The games have been big. A lot of Pro Bowl quarterbacks. We treat it like a Sunday game.
Primetime.
Well, those movies, and you find those movies, and a lot of movies do this, Joy. You think the movie's going to end one way, and then it has this crazy plot twist, and the movie goes the other way. Mm-hmm. That's what movies are, full of surprises. And this is true to the NFL as well. There are a lot of things I was told were true early, and they've really been put on their head. And that's why it's time for the NFL's most intriguing plot twists.
Ooh.
Virtually every website, every newspaper, every sports network, and every host, yours truly included, picked the Philadelphia Eagles to win easily the NFC East, but they are on track to become the first defending champ since the 2003 Tampa Bay Buccaneers to have a losing record. Wentz is now out with a back fracture. They don't have a ton of cap space. They're going to have to rebuild portions of their offensive line. They're currently 6-7, and their next two games are at the Rams and the Texans at home. Not good. The opposite of what everybody predicted. Number two. You had, for the first time ever, Gronk, Brady, Amendola. There was a massive, well-chronicled, Big J journalism reported riff with New England and Belichick. But Patriots now have the fifth best offense in the league. They are actually, for the first time this year, healthy, one of the healthiest offenses in the league. They're 9-4. They could clinch Sunday, and with one more win, they'll tie the 49ers for the most consecutive 10-plus win seasons in NFL history. Here's number three. Everybody thought Aaron Rodgers got hurt last year, and the Packers looked like Cleveland. And everybody said, all right, here comes Aaron. Green Bay is going to go back to dominating the division. But they haven't finished last in that division in 13 years. They're currently 5-7-1. They're a half game out of last place in their division, and they face first place Chicago in Chicago Sunday and are, I think, a 6-point underdog. 5.5, 6, and I still like Chicago. Number four, all I heard about in September and October, people started complaining about it after that Chiefs-Rams game. There's too much offense. But defensive teams are not only winning, they're some of the hottest teams in the league. The top 7 defenses, points per game right now. Ravens, Cowboys, Bears, Titans, Texans, Seahawks, Chargers, all allowing fewer than 21 points a game. And in the last several big matchups between dynamic offense and big defense, Cowboys beat the Saints, Bears completely shut out the Rams. So those narratives have all been, there have been massive plot twists.
Colin, aren't you forgetting one?
No, we're done with the segment.
Earlier this year, you said that Baker Mayfield was, quote, undraftable. But he has the Browns 2 games out of first place in his division.
I didn't plan.
Do you
for
want
this
to
part
explain
of the segment.
maybe that? Do you have a stat for that one?
It's been okay. The schedule's been kind of soft.
And his coach also got fired mid-season.
No, he has what is really clear with Baker and all the quarterbacks. They can all play. They've all had like moments, but you had Todd Haley and you had Hugh Jackson, and I think they're both really capable coaches. But you had a massive personality clash, and Baker got caught in the middle of it. And it's like the kids whose parents are fighting. It's better off for them to get a divorce. Some parents don't get a divorce because they think it's bad for the kid. But what's worse for the kid is hearing their parents yell and scream at each other. So by all means, get a divorce. The kid will survive. What he doesn't need is mom and dad throwing lamps at each other. And Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley, you saw it, by the way, in what was the
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. You had a divorce oncoming. And
if you have to tell your offensive coordinator that you're the head coach,
Yeah.
you've got some major issues there.
And I think since then, Baker's like, okay, I got my coach. It's fun. I will say this, of all the rookie quarterbacks, Baltimore's got the best talent. Lamar has the best supporting talent. Cleveland's got the second best supporting talent. Arizona, the Jets, and Buffalo, those 3 offensive lines may be the worst in football. Arizona's offensive line's bad, and they all got hurt. Buffalo's is atrocious, and the Jets have, outside of a young tight end, Herndon, they don't have any players on offense. So there you go. By the way, tomorrow, off a remarkable week, Blazing 5 almost went 5-0. We've got our picks again this week. Now, it'll be very interesting. This is a tricky time of the year. So I had a very good first 13 weeks. Then I had a couple bumpy weeks, and we're back last week. You get to a point now with certain teams, the injuries are starting to stack up. I'll tell you a very interesting game is Cleveland's at Denver. Denver's missing, and this is an advantage to Baker, they're missing Chris Harris, the corner. They're missing a couple of defensive pieces. But the Browns are missing their best tackle, left tackle, right tackle. They're missing one of their tackles. I think it's their highest rated tackle. So they've got an issue. Baker Mayfield, Denver's got a great pass rush when they want to with Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. That will be a very interesting game. So you're getting to a point where there's really key injuries, like tonight, both the Chiefs and the Chargers. The 4 best running backs between these 2 teams, Kareem Hunt situation, he's gone. Spencer Ware's out. And both Melvin Gordon's gone for the Chargers. And the backup kid from like Western Oregon for the Chargers. That really clever little backup I like. What is it? Austin Eckler. God, I love watching him play. He's out tonight. He is fun. I lived in the state of Oregon. I never saw him play. He probably played in my backyard. I never saw him play. He's fun. So you get into a situation now, check the injury reports, because there are guys that will, if you lead your division, you're going to rest guys. You're not going to play guys. Some of these teams are gearing up. They got home field advantage. They've already clinched the playoff spot. So this is a very tricky time of the year. Good stuff. Tomorrow, Blazing 5. Lakers play tonight at Houston. And my guess is they win and have won 7 of 8, 8 of 11, and will be tied or half game out of first place in the West, and yet Luke Walton's going to get fired, according to every report. Absurd. 66% of men lose their hair by their mid-30s. Feel lucky. I'm not even having a good hair day, and I feel lucky. And thing is, if you start to notice it, it's generally too late. But thanks to science, baldness is optional. 4hims.com is a one-stop shop for hair loss, also skincare and sexual wellness. These are well-known generic equivalents to help you keep your hair. And they're prescription solutions backed by science. So there's not a waiting room here, no in-person doctor visits can get awkward. You just save hours and money by going to 4hims. You answer a few quick questions, the doctor reviews it and prescribes your product shipped directly to your door. So they want to give you a $5 trial to get you in. They don't want to make it expensive. So $5, and it would cost you hundreds if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. Just go to